Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot and today's pick a card reading Beyond a Crush, but Who Is It? Let's get right into picking your piles. So, today we're going to take a look at someone in your life who's gone a little bit beyond crushing on you. They may even be infatuated with you. We're going to take a look at how they feel when they're around you. We're going to take a look at what they might do about it, whether they'll talk to you or make a bold statement, and we'll see what Spirit has to say about all of it. Now, remember, these messages are timeless and they find you whenever you're ready to receive them. Not all messages will resonate with all people, so if it's not for you, just leave it there. Now, take a moment to just ground yourself and sit back, relax, and allow your intuition to draw you to the pile that calls to you the most. Pile 1, 2, or 3. When you're ready, you can go into the comments or the description for your timestamp and go right to your reading. So let's just get started with pile number 1. So pile number 1, let's get right into who this person is. We're going to take a look at their animal spirit. They're coming in with Otter spirit. Oh, this is beautiful. Water energy, a lover. The otter is definitely the animal spirit for the lover. This is someone who's extremely affectionate. They're very focused on you. The otter is sort of like this animal spirit that doesn't really fall prey to jealousy or head games or anything like that. The otter is just all about love and affection and paying attention to the object of their love and affection. So this is really sweet energy that they come in with. Now, how do they feel when they're around you? I'm thinking about you all the time. I'm thinking about you right now. Everything that I see, everything that I hear reminds me of you. Songs are reminding me of you. So this person is kind of infatuated, right? They're at that stage of a crush where they can't stop thinking about you. They may not entirely know exactly what they want, but they can't stop thinking about you. Now, what might they do about it? Mercury energy in Gemini. So there's a lot of excitement. You know, Gemini energy, more air energy here. Um, because the thinking energy seems to be much more associated with air as well. This person, maybe somebody's in their head a lot, but that Mercury in Gemini indicates that they may come forward to you with some kind of communication. Now, what does Spirit have to say? This is all about the formation of a relationship, right? Are you going to connect with this person? Is this the beginning of something? So let's go ahead and pull out the rest of your cards. This is a pretty beautiful reading starting off already with that otter spirit. Water energy. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who's a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces, but this person is affectionate. They're sensitive, they're emotional. And they're quite enamored of you because right now it's all in their head. So let's go a little bit further and see exactly what's going on here. More air energy, Queen of Swords. There's an authenticity here that they like. A 10 of Wands comes in. Beautiful. A 5 of Wands. Interesting. We have a Tower moment. Uh-oh. And finally, we come out with an 8 of Cups. Wow. At the bottom of the deck, a 10 of Swords. So twice now, we have 10s, right? And, this is quite interesting. When we're dealing with 10s, we're dealing with completion, a cycle ending, a cycle beginning. In numerology, 10 in a relationship definitely signifies the start of something, the start of a new love, because something has ended. So for some of you, this 10 of Swords is there. 10 of Swords is all about the end of a really long period of struggling and strife, arguing, perhaps having to stand your ground, maybe having to lose, right? There may have been a series of losses or defeats in a way where you kind of had to pick yourself back up. It certainly marks the end of a difficult period, a turbulent period mentally, right? And certainly as far as communication is concerned. So that kind of undergirds this entire reading, the end of a stage of your life that's been quite difficult. Now, this otter individual in your life is around you right now. So let's take a look at some more energy here. Again, we see now the other 10 in the reading. Ten of Wands. Again, the end of another period of struggling, a journey. But with Ten of Wands, it's much more talking about letting go of hangups and baggage that no longer serves you. Queen of Swords is come through with her authenticity. So when we talk about the Ten of Swords, it's like going through this period of really having to stand up for yourself, having to be authentic, having to show up in the face of perhaps obstacles or people perhaps testing you, sometimes maybe not getting what you want. And then that Ten of Wands indicates letting go of all of those hangups and obstacles, right, that may have kept you in that cycle. This is like a full rebirth and coming in as a Queen of Swords. So this is why this person can't stop thinking about you. It feels to me like you have really reinvented yourself almost. You've leveled up in a way. And whatever period in your life you were going through where it may have seemed very difficult, certainly from the outside looking in, it may have seemed like you were coming up against a lot of obstacles or perhaps having a series of bad luck, right? There may have been a lot of judgments from people around you. All of that is like well behind you. And you very much sort of, I want to say, graduated and let go of any personal hangups or insecurities that may have held you back or held you in that space. So two tens in a row and then that Queen of Swords, that authenticity, that queen, she's oftentimes tired. She's a tired queen because she goes through a very long battle to sort of have her throne. I keep saying authentic because she's extremely honest with who she is. She requires honesty in everything. She can see clearly. If there's anyone in tarot, as far as the court cards that can see through your bullshit, it'll be the Queen of Swords. So that's you right now. And so it feels very much like your person is thinking about you because of that energy that you're giving up, right? Something about that energy. So let's go a little bit deeper because I kind of want to know how you're connected to this person. This is saying a lot. This energy is talking a lot about where you are at right now in your life and why somebody might be so enamored with you. But now I want to see a little bit more between the connection. Ace of Cups. Wow. They just fell in love. Like somebody's been around you. World. Wow. Another completion. The World card in tarot is all about being exactly where you're supposed to be, being aligned on your path. Look at this. This is the connection. So someone in your life, I don't know, you've got to know who this person is. Someone in your life is like, I feel almost like this was love at first sight type of energy. Everything feels like it's happening exactly at the right moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this person is beyond crushing. Are you beyond crushing on them? It feels mutual, right? It does feel mutual. Let's move on though, okay? So we have this Five of Wands and the Tower. So Five of Wands, interesting. Was there some competition around you lately? Right? Were there people around you lately that it may have felt like they may have been trying to jockey for position? There may have been some games being played around you recently, especially in the like specifically in the area of love. Um, there is some event that will have come in, some kind of knowledge or clarity that's come into you as a result of some kind of event or happening, something that's happened, right? Or that's coming in for you. That's that tower moment. That's really going to clear up a lot. You know, there's some games it feels like to me that may have been played around you recently. Hmm. And as a result of those games and the fallout of those games, and also the result of divine intervention, a tower moment is divine intervention. Oftentimes, that's your angels, ancestors, whoever you believe watches over you, intervening. You know, and that happens. You know, you can think about times in your life where that may have happened, where you know angels were intervening in your life, protecting you. A tower moment can be is that in fact, but can seem quite jarring. Because it's oftentimes shocking. Oftentimes it shows you a truth that was hidden, and it can feel really like earth shattering in a way, right? But it comes in to show you a truth that you need to see. Queen of Pentacles, interesting, and strength. There is a lot of jockeying around you. And with that divine intervention coming in, I think that you may have been shown somebody's true colors. You know, you present with that Queen of Swords, but you come in as well now and present with that Queen of Pentacles strength energy. Strength is the card for Leo and tarot. So some of you may indeed be dealing with Leo. You may have Leo energy in your chart. That Queen of Pentacles indicates to me that you may indeed have been building up a bit of I would say, a livelihood, stability. You know, there's something you've worked for that you can be really proud of creating. And there may have been a lot of people around you jockeying for position. Now, your person, your otter who can't stop thinking about you, this individual is part of this scene, I believe, absolutely. But there are also others involved here. And I think as a result of a few, I wouldn't say, I want to be old school and call them admirers, right? As a result of a few admirers in your life, people who are into you, there's been a bit of a shakeup. And I do think your otter person comes out on top because this tower moment does seem to indicate to me that somebody shows their true colors. You find strength, strength shows up. That means pride is there. You're handling your trigger moments for sure. A lot of this particular pile is very much about you and how you come in and how you present to the world around you and why you might have somebody, again, I keep saying, thinking about you, unable to stop thinking about you. Eight of Cups is there. You finally walk away. I think you indeed may have a choice between two people. There's your hermit walking away and being solitary. You have a choice between two people, and something about this otter, this person who has this incredible crush on you, this kind of love at first sight situation, which I think you kind of fell for them too. So I'm curious if you resonate with this reading and you're claiming it in the comments, let me know about that. Let the collective know, right? Um, but yeah, as a result of meeting this otter, this really affectionate individual in your life, there's been a lot of shakeup with people who are already in your life, and some truths have come in. You may indeed have found yourself to a certain degree wanting to be on your own. Beyond a crush and who are they is not necessarily indicating the start of a next relationship. If you want to check out your next lover reading, which I just did the other day, I'm going to go ahead and link that, of course, to this video. Um, so it's not absolutely sure that this person poses a next lover scenario, but there is something about this love at first sight, this outpouring of love, this shakeup that kind of does something to your current situation and brings some kind of, I want to say, some healing, some cleansing, some healing to a current situation that may have been quite stagnant. Again, there is some information here that you didn't know for quite some time. So let's go ahead. We're going to move on to get your spirits of darkness and light out. And before we move on to the zodiacs, I always pull out the zodiac signs too to see what kind of zodiac energy you're resonating with or your person might be resonating with. So this is an interesting crush, you know. There's a lot of affection here between the two of you. And again, you're also at this stage right now where, like, a very difficult period of your life, massive ending, closure. Spirit of the child, innocence, immature, yes. Immaturity definitely reared its head here. Spirit of the castle, a fortress, rescue, imprisonment, interesting. And spirit of the dwelling place. So home, structure, foundation. I'm curious about the spirit of the castle. Imprisonment, rescue, fortress. It almost feels like with this Eight of Cups, you definitely walk away from a relationship that no longer suits you. And all of this is as a result of this person who has this crush on you and this energy between the two of you. It may indeed have been, like, again, what was needed to break you out of a situation that not necessarily was imprisonment, but was stale and stagnant. Spirit of the child, innocence, adventure, you know. Yes, I think that comes in with your otter. That innocence and adventure has sort of woken something up in you. And then we have spirit of the dwelling place, home, structure, foundation. So let's go ahead now and pull out your zodiac signs. I always like to do that. Pull out the zodiac energy, see what's going on. May or may not resonate, right? Maybe in your chart or in someone very close to this scenario, this message in their chart. We have Scorpio showing up. Now, Strength is the card for Leo, and Herman is the card for Virgo and Tarot. They may show their face. What else do we have besides that Scorpio? Capricorn coming in. It's a full moon in Capricorn today. Yes. So, and we have Gemini showing up. Interesting. So we did have that Mercury in Gemini. What they're going to do about it? Yeah, the Mercury in Gemini is a lot of excitement and a lot of conversation. They're going, that is part and parcel of this connection with this Otter that's brought about all of this change and upheaval. Now, this is the end of your reading. Now, if you want to join me for the extended, you can go ahead to the link in the description over to my Patreon site. We're going to go a little bit deeper with how you met your otter, what's really going on between the two of you right now, and go a little bit deeper into the prognosis of this crush. But that is it for now. If you want to stick with me here for pile number 2, let's get started. All right, pile number 2, let's get into who is this person beyond crushing on you. This person is resonating with the Panther. Wow, fire energy. Someone who arrives on the scene with so much commotion, right? Like you can imagine a panther pouncing. Now, panther energy is quite interesting. This is energy that brings with it a necessary shakeup. Someone who comes into your life with Panther energy brings change, a shakeup. Everything gets thrown into chaos, but it's a good kind of chaos, and out of it comes a real kind of cleansing and healing period. So it's a really strong, beautiful alpha energy. Now, how does this person feel when they're around you? The passion. Uh-oh. The heat is rising between us. They have a physical, deep, passionate attraction towards you. Yeah, it's passionate. Something about, I want to say, the that vibe, when you click with somebody physically and you immediately have a desire for them. This person just wants you. They want your body. They want to know more about you. Yeah, there's a spark here, right? So what might they do about it? Wow. Mars in Cancer. We have quarrel energy. Now, quarrel energy is being willing to fight for it, right? Being willing to take action that might cause somebody else to be disgruntled but not caring. And what does spirit have to say? Curiosity. I think you're curious. Yeah, I think you're curious about this person because, again, this person comes on the scene with that panther energy. They immediately have this passion, or maybe not immediately, but now they're at a stage with you where they have this passionate sort of desire. You can tell when they're around you how they feel, right? I don't think they're able to hide it. They probably flirt very hard, right? Everything about them probably, I feel like involves a lot of kinetic energy. Certainly paired with that panther. And so there is some curiosity there for you. But let's go ahead and pull out the rest of your cards for this reading. Yes, a Knight of Wands. That tracks with panther energy. But that 1111 Four of Wands comes in. The Sun comes in. The Ace of Wands, more fire, and finally the Fool. Oh, wow. At the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this is very intriguing. Immediately, let's take a look at that Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's very independent and successful in their own right. I think this energy is you anyway. Right away, you're coming through as a strong energy here. Someone who's already independent, makes their own money, has their own success level of success. Now, meeting this panther is almost like two alphas coming together, which is not a surprise why you have this passion and why Spirit says you are curious. So let's take a look at what's going on. Two Wands cards, one of them being that infamous 1111 card. We always talk about the soulmate energy. That's the Four of Wands. That's fire. That's exactly that spark that we're talking about, that passion. Knight of Wands is your person, definitely coming on the scene like you know, like a rocket, really, right? That panther energy is very, very evident. This person always has a lot going on, right? They may be a whole lot of fun to be around. I want to say that they're probably quite loud and rambunctious. They definitely, you know, get attention. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and begin to take a look at your clarifiers and go a little bit deeper because it seems to suggest Four of Wands that the two of you instantly hit it off. And it's almost like you've met your match. You've met somebody that you really are like, wow, we are kind of perfect together. I think that's where the curiosity comes from. Justice energy is there and the Hanged Man. Now, interesting. Justice is the card for Libra. Some of you may be dealing with a Libra. Now, with that Justice and that Hanged Man, there's a rebalancing. It almost feels like a karmic balancing coming in somehow. You've held on to a particular position. I think you've been proven right. I really do. It almost feels like, especially with that Nine of Pentacles, it almost feels like this person coming in, which is indeed almost like your perfect match, somebody that you knew was out there for you, but as long as you stuck to your guns in a way, a feeling of sticking to your guns sort of thing, right? When I say a rebalancing coming in as well with that Justice and that Hanged Man like that Nine of Pentacles, it feels like, you may indeed have gone through a relationship before where I hear things that were said to you like you're never going to find anybody with the way, with the attitude you have, or like just there's a feeling here that perhaps you've gone through connections with people that seem to make you feel, perhaps toxic ones that didn't work out, but that left you feeling, or they tried to leave you feeling as if you would never find what you were searching for because there was something wrong with you. And I think that that is something that you just were like, no, I'm not. That's why we're breaking up, right? However, you prove that wrong right away with this energy, this Nine of Pentacles energy, because you are successful and independent and you are strong within yourself. This person coming in and this Hanged Man like this, it's a feeling of being vindicated. Someone has come in for you that's just as fiery and determined and independent as you are. The two of you hit it off great. They're probably a very intelligent, attractive, charismatic individual. I dare say that some ex-lovers are going to be jealous. But this Justice is almost this karma coming back in. You have the 1111 card, Four of Wands. That is a soulmate energy. So let's move on. The Sun and Ace of Wands. Yes. Now the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol of the deck. I will say that a lot of tarot readers don't mention that, but it is. It indicates such a strong desire and passion that tracks with this passionate energy. Ace of Wands is that fire that happens in a lot of ways. Sometimes it can be just in the way of being ambitious and creative, but when we talk about a love connection, an Ace of Wands is that fire that you want when you want something hot. And the Sun comes in. That that feeling of like the world is open to you, everything is there for you to grow and move beyond. Clarity is there. This is a nice, listen, this crush is beyond a crush, but I almost feel like it's beyond a crush for you too, right? What flipped over? There we go. Ace of Wands over Ace of Wands. Okay, we're gonna get another card. Ace of Wands over Ace of Wands. It's the beginning of a passionate, strong love affair, along with that soulmate energy. Yeah, this is something beautiful coming in. I think that you've been wanting. And when I say waiting for, it's not like you've kept your life on hold, but it's like you have not compromised yourself, right? You've not compromised yourself in what you desire and who you are in a relationship. And it's like you're so vindicated. There it is. Oh my God. Aces, aces, aces. So now I want to let you know you need to check out my PDF compatibility report, because with three aces, those are ones, and in numerology, they are very significant. Go to my website, bowandarrowtarot.com. I'm going to link the product. It's a compatibility score and report. All you need is your name and your person's name, and it's only $3.33. I created it. It's not random. It's really based on your name and based on numerology of your name and how compatible the two of you are. And I designed it that way so that you can get multiple reports on many different relationships in your life. But I will be curious that if you ran that report on you and your Panther, how many ones showed up and what your compatibility score is. Because right here, we're talking about Aces of Wands twice and the Ace of Cups. This is a love story, a passionate love story. And when we end with the Fool, taking a leap of faith into a new adventure. What can I say? Beyond a crush, right? Do check out the next lover reading that I put up. Pick a card. I put that up the other day. That's going to be linked to this video as well. Check that out. Oftentimes, the crush readings, who has a crush on you, doesn't always mean it's going to lead into the next lover. Um, this is a very different message than pile number one was. This message indeed, though, is like, oh yeah, this crush is leading to a soul, and there's sun again. All right. This is what I talk about. There's sun again. So you have sun twice, which is the card 19, right? So 19 in numerology, 1 and 9 is 10, 1 and 0 is 1. You have another 1. So you had sun show up twice. In numerology, it is connected to the number 1. And you have 3 aces. This is the beginning of something incredible. I love it when readings are like this. They're so definitive. Please claim this. Let me know in the comments if this is you. If you're rocking with this energy, this curiosity you have is because everything is firing right. Now, when we talk about what they're going to do about it, Mars in Cancer, yeah, the quarrel. A quarrel is like, it can be also a negotiation, right? Indeed. It's Mars energy moving towards establishing a connection, loyalty, and trust, right? So it's being willing to entertain a fight if you have to protect what you want, to protect your family. So this person is willing to fight for you and for being with you. Let's go ahead and pull out the darkness of spirits of darkness and light. We have masculine energy. We have Spirit of the Cross. Wow, a lesson has come in, and Spirit of the Crow, prophecy. So masculine energy comes in, power, dominance, action. Yeah, that's your person with that Panther. Then we have Spirit of the Cross. So a burden, a hardship, or a lesson coming through. That's the lesson. I think the lesson, though, is that the hardships you've been through, because this is absolutely a vindication of any hardships you've been through or any relationships you've chosen to leave. Spirit of the Cross, prophecy, message. Sometimes it's always bad news with the crow, but I feel like the crow gets a bad rap, right? Let's go ahead and pull out the zodiac signs and see what kind of zodiac signs you're dealing with, because I am so curious on this. We have Libra showed up in Justice. So that's the only zodiac sign that presented itself in terms of tarot cards. Let's go ahead and see. What do we have here? Aquarius. Some of you are in Aquarius, or you're dealing with an Aquarius sun, moon, rising. What else do we have? There's your Scorpio. Scorpio showed up for the first reading as well. So, and there's your Virgo. Virgo energy. Wow. Aquarius, Scorpio, Virgo. This is the end of pile number 2. This was a beautiful reading. So many clarifiers. Once again, go check out that PDF if you want to carry on with me in the extended. In the extended, we're going to go even deeper into the two of you, how you are connected, and what might be next in terms of the next step in this relationship. So if you want to do that, you can follow the link in the description or in the comments right next to the timestamp for pile number 2 over to my Patreon channel. Otherwise, if you want to stick around for pile number 3, let's get started. All right, pile number 3, let's get right into Beyond a Crush. But who is it? Who is this person? They present with wolf energy. So the wolf is earth energy, the leader, right? The leader of the pack, literally. But the wolf is also the person who is the rebel, The wolf is the one who stands up for the underdog, the marginalized. The wolf is absolutely a beautiful archetype. Strong, it's strong feminine energy. Oftentimes, the wolf is the wise one that helps those around them that need care that everyone else has kind of forgotten. And so the wolf is definitely associated with a moral center and idealism. Now, how does this wolf feel about you? Wow, you are unique and special, right? Something about you. They've never met anyone like you before. And this is why they are absolutely enamored. There's something about your uniqueness. And that kind of makes sense for somebody who comes in with wolf energy because they're going to be attracted to someone who is a maverick, who is unique, who is completely different than anyone else around them. Now, what might they do about it? Making decisions. Mars and Gemini. Yeah, they're thinking about it. They're thinking a lot about it. Now, we're going to go deeper. There may be other circumstances, but yeah, they're strategizing about what to do next and what their next move is going to be. And what does spirit have to say? Communication. So, this connection is all about talking, right? Communicating, expressing your feelings. It's interesting because the wolf is such a beautiful animal spirit. The wolf, again, it is a feminine energy because of the nurturing that the wolf animal spirit brings. But it's strong, it's the rebel, it's the anarchist, it's the one that is willing to be on their own. It's solitary, it's a solitary energy, and yet at the same time, a leader energy. And so your uniqueness, being what they are attracted to, is so, you know, it makes so much sense, right? It's so obvious. It's exactly what would attract someone who is a wolf sort of animal spirit energy right now in their lives. So let's go a little bit deeper. Five of Pentacles. Wow, we have a Knight of Cups absolutely trying to make a play here. Queen of Wands. That's you, I believe. Four of Cups. And we have a 10 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck is the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is wish casting, right? It's that genie in a bottle. Sometimes it's having unrealistic expectations in love, putting the cart before the horse, right? Thinking that anything and everything is possible. But oftentimes there is a caveat to that. Now, when we look at the cards that came out here for you, right away I see there's been some difficulty, and this may be the attraction that the wolf has for you. Let's take a look. Five of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. There's been some financial difficulty or physical difficulty. It may have been some difficulty in health. Five of Pentacles is having to start all over again sometimes from a setback of some kind. Certainly a physical setback, could be a job, anything like that. Feeling really sometimes a bit of despair. It can be very difficult. Sometimes it's like rock bottom sort of energy. Knight of Cups comes in. I feel like this is your wolf coming in for you, right? Knight of Cups, a feeling of wanting to come in and sort of sweep you off your feet, catching you perhaps at a very difficult stage. Five of Pentacles. Let's see a little bit further about that. Five of Pentacles energy, where that's coming from. Queen of Cups, wow. And Seven of Pentacles, interesting. So this Five of Pentacles may indeed not be your scenario. Here we go. Because I didn't feel that really. I feel from you a sense of security and strength. Your uniqueness, the reason why your wolf is attracted to you, may indeed be that Queen of Cups energy. Five of Pentacles, it just seems to be that a feeling I have here that you are surrounded by individuals who are in difficult situations. You are indeed the one who is sort of caring for them on an emotional level, with sensitivity. You are perhaps, I want to say, identifying with their feelings, giving them the emotional support. You may be working in the field of counseling. You may be a counselor, right? In some kind of way, you are an emotional support. And right now, there is a lot of, I want to say, difficulty, devastation, even Five of Pentacles energy around you. You are caring for all of that. And I think that is what your wolf sees in you. Sympathical soul energy. That's exactly the kind of thing that the wolf would do. Seven of Pentacles over Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's interesting because they're coming in, they're trying to be romantic, sweep you off your feet, but you're kind of busy, I want to say. I think you're extremely busy right now with trying to not only emotionally take care of people, but physically take care of people. There may not be a whole lot of room in your life for this person. There is a feeling here, I want to say, that this person who is so intrigued by you and enamored by you wants to come in as that knight, sweep you off your feet energy. They're enamored also by the work that you do. And of course, the work needs to go on. So there's a feeling here to me that you are like, look, I don't have time for this. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what it feels like. Communication is at play. There's a feeling here that you're kind of like, look, I got stuff to do. I know you want to sweep me off my feet. But I'm busy over here. Like, I'm trying to plant gardens with people. I'm trying to help people out. I only have so much emotionally that I can give because I'm supporting others. So it's quite interesting that that vibe comes in. Let's move ahead because that Queen of Wands, Four of Cups. Yeah, that Four of Cups is like, yeah, I'm not really answering the call. Queen of Wands energy could indeed be, this almost feels like somebody who may be coming in who may act as a bridge. There's a feeling here I have that you are connected. The two of you are connected in your work in some kind of way. That Queen of Wands feels like somebody that you both know, maybe even respect. Coming in, let's get some clarity. This person may come in to sort of bridge this connection. I feel like your crush, who is more and more enamored with you and your work and how you move, your strength, everything that you're exhibiting is just drawing them in more and more. They are deciding, Mars and Gemini, they're certainly planning their sort of strategy because right now, I think that their advancers are not really working on you because you are, in fact, busy being who you are. Seven of Swords, interesting. And it's Six of Pentacles. There's some behind the scenes sort of activity. Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands. Interesting. Now, this Queen of Wands acts as a bridge, but there's Seven of Swords energy there. I want you to take care. Seven of Swords can be toxic. Oftentimes, it can be deceptive energy, people working behind your back. It's futility sometimes as well. It's trying to do things by shortcuts and it's not going to work. Now, it doesn't always have to be full on treachery. It could very well be that feeling of futility. Again, there is a feeling here that you have someone in your life who resonates with that strong Queen of Wands, that strong fiery energy. They may be very authoritative. They may have a sense of respect. They may command a certain sense of respect, clout even. And yet, I don't know that any of these tactics, there's matchmaker tactics here that may come off as being a little bit deceptive. You may not be down for that. Nevertheless, Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles. It almost feels as though this person can't get your attention unless they need something from you. They may indeed try that route. Your person may try the route of pretending to be needy almost just to get you to pay attention. You have like a calling, right? And this person is enamored with you and falling for you because of who you are and that all of that energy that's part of you. But this is probably part of the conundrum with you in general is that, exactly what people fall in love with is also sometimes what is excruciating for them because they will oftentimes want you all to themselves because they are in love with you. But that, of course, gets rid of the part of you that they love, right? Which is all of the work that you do for people. And so it takes a very special person to be able to love you and give you the room to be who you are. Nevertheless, a Ten of Pentacles does come in. So ultimately, in the end, everything comes together in a very solid and happy way with room forward for longevity. It almost feels like if this person has some patience, if they're patient enough to allow you to complete your work, there feels like there's a bit of a pushiness here, especially with that Knight of Cups. If they allow you to complete your work, because right now it feels like you're in the middle of something. If they can give you that room, all things will come together. Hierophant energy. Yes. Interesting. Hierophant energy. Yes, all things will indeed come together the way they're supposed to. There is an establishment here. There is some kind of, I want to say, there may be a cultural connection that the two of you have that comes into play as well in terms of how the two of you are connected. Oftentimes, the Hierophant can indicate, established ritual practices, religion, what you believe in, how you live your life. Somewhere along the line, that fits into this connection, and there is room to pursue that in a way that works and is aligned, and you come out Ten of Pentacles completion. However, it requires time, I think. Again, when we come back to the Seven of Cups, what I said initially, that unrealistic expectations, I think that's on the part of your wolf. That's that energy I was talking about. Right now, they have unrealistic expectations about what they want from you. You indeed may be able to make a connection here, but there has to be communication. And their strategy, Mars and Gemini, has to be authentic and real and give you room and time. They simply can't stifle you to have you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the spirits of darkness and light and see. Spirit of the apple, a test and offer temptation, yes. Spirit of the flocks, yes. Rivals. There may be some rivalry here. Again, this wolf may be somebody. Spirit of the pentacle. Maybe somebody who is, a lot of people are interested in also, oftentimes people who resonate with the wolf animal spirit, they themselves are mavericks and loners and mysterious. They're earthy people, they're strong people, they're wise people. They engender a certain amount of charisma as well, but they're quite distant, so sometimes also quite unattainable. I think they kind of found that in you, so they've met their match a little bit here with you. Nevertheless, spirit of the apple, a test, an offer, a temptation comes in. Spirit of the flocks, there may indeed, as I mentioned just now, be some rivalry, some gossip. Spirit of the pentacle, I love this. Yeah, faith, unity, wholeness. Yeah, there is a faith and unity here that plays out. Again, that's what I was talking about. If they have faith in really truly who you are, what you're meant to do, this again for me, now this may not resonate for everybody. You may have picked this pile, it may not resonate for you, but if it does, sound off in the comments, because I do feel strongly that this reading was for somebody who has a real calling, a real work that you do in the community to support people in difficult situations. And this person who is beyond a crush on you is someone who may be in that field as well, sharing that kind of work. But their desire for you, their sort of fascination and growing desire, I would say, to be around you is something that's just going to have to wait, because everything that makes you so desirous is exactly what you are in the full throes of doing right now and need to complete. So let's go ahead and pull out the zodiacs. We're going to see what kind of zodiac signs you're resonating with. This may be the signs that you have in your chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, or it could be in your person's chart. Now, if it is, great. If it isn't, let it go. It's not for you. We have Gemini showing up. There's your Mars and Gemini. Interesting. We have Cancer showing up. Yep. That desire for the family. Also Cancer energy, supporting the community. And Aries, something new and fiery comes in. All right, everybody, thank you so much. This is the end of your reading pile number 3. Now, if you want to go deeper with me into the extended reading, where we're going to take a deeper look into exactly who is this wolf, how are you two connected, what really ties both of you, and what might be the next step in this connection, you can follow the link in the description or at the top of the comments right next to your timestamp for pile 3 over to my Patreon channel. And that is it. Otherwise, leave a comment, hit the like button. All of that really, really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. It just lets YouTube know that you like my content. And that is it. I thank you guys. I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you right back here on Bow and Arrow Tarot for your next Pick a Card Love Tarot reading. Bye bye, everyone.